What's up, guys? Pensential 8505 here. Yes, I actually did it. I bought a brand new Lionel train. And here it is in the box still. So, let's open it up and take a look. This is a big moment for me because I was actually able to buy a brand new Lionel train from the catalog. So let's get right into it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm gonna have fun with this one. Alright, so real quick, I want to mention that I had to move underneath the layout because I have all the Halloween stuff up in the corner that I usually do my unboxings. So I have no room there. So I'm moving the unboxing to underneath the layout. So sorry if there's any bad camera angles or any bad lighting or anything. So yeah, anyway, let's get right to it. Alright, let's crack this baby up. I'm gonna get the trusty old knife out. And let's figure out how to open this puzzle, basically. Man, I am super excited to actually run this thing. Oh, that didn't even cut. This is gonna be awesome. Alright, so there's that side. Alright. Alright, that's one flap open. We could probably toss the knife aside. There's the other flap. We got a little bit of paperwork here. This is Train World's little catalog of stuff. That's cool. I'm gonna keep that. Let's see. Other paperwork, that's not important. What is important is the train that's in here. Let me move this box off to the side here because we don't need to look at that now. Here it is. I don't know how well you can see this. Here, we're gonna move it up. This is the New York Central Lion Chief 242 locomotive, number 1939. And if you remember that in the catalog, that engine is the Pacemaker one. So let's open this up. We're gonna bring out the knife again. We're gonna just open up the one side. I'm gonna open up the tag side just so when I store it, when I do have to store it, it's easier to find it. Be very careful opening these up because you don't want to damage your train on the inside or anything. You also really don't want to damage the box either. That would be rather unfortunate, damaging the actual train box, because that's where all the money is. At least in the resale market. It's probably not super important now, but in the maybe 50 years down the road or something, that's probably going to be very important. Anyway, take the little protective part off. Oh man. There it is. And yes, this is a baseline Chief model. So yeah, it's not going to be as advanced as the Lion Chief Plus or Lion Chief Plus 2.0 models, but it's still Lion Chief. And this is big for me because this is my first ever Lion Chief engine. So anyway, let's continue. So I'm gonna take the sleeve off. get a better view of that beautiful orange Lionel box. And for those who want to take a look at it, there's the box tag for it. All right, we're gonna open the tag side. I gotta get the knife out again. All right. All right, let's crack this baby open. Ta-da! Oh man, okay, so I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't do the usual foam box insert and they instead opted for a plastic kind of clamshell insert. I'm not complaining though, because you get a better look at everything before you even unbox it. So it's a good way to actually inspect, just to make sure that everything is there. And upon closer inspection, everything looks good to go. There's your manual. Always good to read these. I'm actually, after I'm done unboxing here, I'm actually going to take a look through this. So we'll put that off to the side. But here, okay, looks like it's still taped shut. I'm trying to be extremely careful with this because, again, this is my first ever Lion Chief engine. So this is kind of a special engine for me. So, all right. And then no tape on the ends. All right, here we go. Oh, there's still more tape. I didn't even see that. Piece of tape there. I will say they packaged this real nice. And one more. There we go. There she is. I'm gonna put the knife down. So I like that they actually give you a bottle of smoke fluid. I'm actually gonna use the stock smoke fluid instead of my usual GT Mega Steam, just to kind of break in the smoke unit and whatnot. But yeah, oh my god, this is wow. All right, let's take her out of the box here. This is just wow. Look at that paint job. That's actually kind of nice that they put a little tag on there to tell you that, hey, you gotta have smoke fluid in here. But yeah, wow, just look at that. That's just beautiful. They did a really good job on this paint scheme. I'm gonna put it on the layout here to get it out of the way. And let's take a look at this tender. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this actually feels pretty light, but there is actually a speaker in there. But yeah, oh man, this is beautiful. All right, let's put it on the layout and take a closer look at it. All right, while we're down here, I did also buy a Lion Chief remote. So let's open this up and see what's inside. So now I bought this off of Amazon. Cost about 50 bucks, so it's not bad. It is a little pricey for a remote, but then again, it's all gonna be worth it in the end. So yeah. A whole lot of tape. Lots and lots of packing tape. Why is there so much packing tape? I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit so you can actually see me doing this. I wonder if I could... For the record, this is another day of recording, and I kind of forgot my knife on the second day, or on this day. So, you know what? I'll be right back. Let me get a pair of scissors. All right, we're back, and I got a pair of scissors to open this up. There we go. And here it is, the Lion Chief Universal Remote. Here's the invoice, I think, right? Let me look. Yeah, Amazon paperwork. I don't need that. Get that out of here. Yeah, this is the Lion Chief Universal Remote. It comes in almost like a pseudo blister pack. It's all plastic packaging, but yeah, has all your information on the back there. And yeah, let's take this out of the box here. So, oh, it opens up real easy, and there you go. There's the remote. Let me get some batteries into this, and then we'll go up onto the layout and test it out with the new Pacemaker engine. All right, getting batteries into the Lion Chief remote is easy. All you need is a screwdriver and 3 AAA batteries. So let's open this up and get them in. So, screws on the back. Open it up like so. Move the thing. Pop them in. Close it up. Oh, I was putting it in the wrong way. And there we go. Our remote has batteries. All right. Let's bring her up to the table and get everything ready to go here. All right, actually having this locomotive on the layout now, it is a beautiful looking locomotive. I love the New York Central Pacemaker paint scheme. Now, in real life, no locomotives actually wore the Pacemaker paint scheme, but they did have boxcars that wore it. But honestly, I think they maybe should have had maybe 1 or 2 engines wearing the Pacemaker paint scheme, because man, it is a very, very sharp paint scheme. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the details. Starting at the front of the locomotive, the smoke box section is painted in this beautiful silver paint job. But down here, it is painted in gray, and that runs along the rest of the locomotive, which honestly, I don't think looks too bad. The headlight is also weirdly enough painted in gray, but on the sides of the headlight, you have the locomotive's road number 1939, and at the front, you have 2 jewels to represent the marker lights. And all the detail on here is all molded in. Nothing separately applied here. Looking at the side of the engine, as you can see, this is a 2-4-2 wheel arrangement. So 2 wheels up front, 4 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels. You have a white stripe running down the side of the locomotive. You have this beautiful red section of the boiler running all the way to the cab. And then of course underneath it's all gray. You have some nice drive rod detail. It's nothing insanely detailed, but it looks decent. There's your road number 1939, And yeah, it even has a little separately applied gold bell at the top. And unlike a lot of locomotives, this engine does not have separately applied handrails. They are molded into the plastic. And also, there's the Lionel builder's plate right there. And just taking a brief look at the other side, you still get that that pretty nice detailing for a simple locomotive. Moving to the top of the engine, you have the smokestack, which does have a working smoke unit, and all you have to do is just pour the smoke fluid directly down the stack. You got that separately applied bell I showed earlier. You got your sand dome and your steam dome, and there's the body screw right there. And you have some molded in details for hatches and whatnot on the cab. Looking on the inside of the cab, you have a lot of molded in detail, which looks very nice. You have two crew figures, which I believe are hand painted, and they are separately applied. And there is the drawbar for the connection to the tender. One weird thing to note that I found with this engine is that on the underside of the cab roof, there is some lettering printed here, and I believe that's just some product information. Really weird that they put it there of all places, but it's whatever. Moving on to the front of the tender, there's the other side of that drawbar. You have a lot of molded in detail, and they also have this big gaping hole here. Now, my belief, I don't know this for sure, so don't quote me on this, but I believe this remains from when Lionel was using wires to connect to the engine rather than just having all the connections in the drawbar. So that's my belief. I don't know for sure, but yeah. Moving over to the side of the tender, you have the beautiful red and gray paint scheme. You got the New York Central name there, and the beautiful Pacemaker logo there. And yeah, it's a decent looking tender. Now, the one thing I find kind of weird about this tender though is that the front end rides a little higher than the rear end. I don't know why that is. Maybe that's just a factory defect. I don't know for sure, but yeah, just thought I'd point that out. And looking at the top of the tender, there is your coal load, and you have a molded in water hatch, and yeah, looks pretty nice. And looking at the rear of the tender, you have a lot of molded in detail. You have the New York Central logo there, and the tender number there, number 2750. You do also have the, I believe what is the old tender style number, 2671W-6. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but yeah. You got 3 holes here, which on, there was a special post-war version of the Streamline tender that had backup lights, and those are kind of remnants from that. This tender sadly doesn't have a backup light, but I do think it would have been really cool if they did put a backup light on this tender. Anyway, you have this molded in ladder. You got some steps on the sides here, and then you have your coupler. Now, this coupler is not an electro coupler. This is just a manual style coupler with a little tab on the side. But yeah. Now, connecting the tender to the locomotive is very easy. All you have to do is bring your tender up, lift the other side of the drawbar, push it down in place, and there you go. You have a pretty nice connection. Now, you do have a pretty big gap between the locomotive and tender, but I mean, hey, it's all right. The connection is strong, and yeah, so far, I haven't had any issues with it. Now, real quick, I thought it'd be fun to quickly compare the New York Central 242 to this older Pennsylvania 442 from 2008. Starting off, let's get this out of the way. Yes, they do have different wheel arrangements. The New York Central is a 242, while the Pennsylvania is a 442. But other than that, they do use the same shell. Now, they do have some minor differences. The Pennsylvania one actually has separately applied handrails, while the New York Central one does not, though they are similarly shaped. They both have hand-painted crew figures in the cabs, and also, at least from what I can tell, inside the cab of the Pennsylvania engine, it does not have the product information like inside of the cab of the New York Central engine. As well as the fact that another weird kind of thing that I saw is that this connecting plate, the sand dome and the steam dome, at least from what I can tell, on this engine they are separately applied, while on the Pennsylvania engine they are molded into the body. Kind of weird that they changed that. Other than that, this engine has line sheath, while this engine is a conventional only engine. And the weird thing that I notice about this engine that you don't see on this engine, on the New York Central engine, while it's running, you can actually see the bellows system for the smoke effect moving. This, you don't see that. I think it has a slightly different smoke unit. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah. All right, now let's really quickly compare the tender for the New York Central Pacemaker engine to a 2046W streamlined tender. They're pretty much the same tender, minus the fact that the New York Central tender does have a speaker in it instead of a whistle unit like in the tender. The Pacemaker tender is actually much lighter than the old Lionel tender. Of course, the drawbars are different, trucks are different. The coupler on the New York Central tender is a tab coupler with has the tab coupler, while the old Lionel one is an electro coupler. But there's a small hole for the air whistle unit in here. This tender does not have that. And then on the bottom of the tender of the Lionel Lions tender, it has a water scoop, which the New York Central tender does not. All right, let's actually run this engine. So on a conventional layout, you're gonna need a 18-volt transformers, which most train transformers for O-gauge are 18-volt transformers. So you'll have to turn it up all the way, and once it's turned up all the way, then you can actually start running your engine. Now, this engine can be controlled through either the Lionel Line Sheath Bluetooth app or a Line Sheath remote. Now, since I do all my recording with my phone, I'm going to be using the Line Sheath Universal Remote. So yeah, let's get this all ready to go. So first, we're going to turn our layout power on, turn the transformer on all the way. Now the engine is making a chirping sound, denoting it's trying to connect. We'll turn the Line Sheath remote on, press number 1, and we're connected. So we got this button here is our whistle. This button's our bell. And this button is the crew talk.
Dispatcher here. Start her up. Stand by for track orders. Over. Yes, sir. Start up and stand by. Out.
All right, and then this, of course, is your direction and speed dial. With that, let's get her rolling. All right, so would I recommend this engine? Yes, I do. Especially if you're just getting into Lion Chief control. I highly recommend it. MSRP is about $250-ish for this engine. But if you go through a good Lionel dealer, you can get a good discount on that. I bought my train off of trainroll.com. So I did get like, I think it was like $20 off or something when I pre-ordered it. Now, do I think this is gonna get super valuable later on? I don't think so, as you know, the higher end legacy stuff usually tends to drive like really high prices. But I think in just Lion Chief engines, this engine may become a more sought after in the Lion Chief line just because it has this special paint job. Other than that, I don't think it's gonna go for like thousands upon thousands of dollars. It'll probably go up a little bit in value, but I don't suspect it going way up in value. Other than that, yeah, like I said, I highly recommend this engine, especially if you're just getting into Lion Chief like I am. And I also recommend if you're getting into Lion Chief, I recommend getting a Lion Chief remote. They're very nice. They feel very nice in your hands. You have the thing I like about having this remote over the app is with your speed dial, you have much finer control than on the app. Now, the remote is a little more limited just because you're not able to like adjust the volume of like your engine or the pitch or of the whistle or anything. So it is a little more limited than the app, but I do still recommend having a Lion Chief remote if you're getting into Lion Chief. And even if you don't have a remote, it's fine, but I still recommend having a remote. But other than that, yeah, I honestly would say this is worth the money. It's a nice engine, runs nice, pulls decent, and now I finally have an engine to match all my Pacemaker rolling stock, or all of 3 cars, but I do want to get some more Pacemaker stuff in the future. But yeah, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought. I read all your guys' comments. And if you think there is someone else that you might know who might like this video, share it with them. The more the merrier, you know? With that, my next video I think is going to be the Q&A video. So this is going to be the last call for any questions for the Q&A video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section down below, or join the Discord server, which the link in the description is below, and throw your questions in the Q&A section. With that, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. This is going to be Penn Central 8505, out.